In this video, we're touring a beautiful DIY tiny home that was built inside a single 40-foot long high cube shipping container. Now, when we say this is a DIY build, it's because every single thing in this home was made by hand. Not just the walls and the floors, but also the cabinets and the countertops, all of the furniture in the living room, and all of the furniture in the bedroom. The builder is a former woodshop and metal shop teacher who put all his skills and a ton of thought into creating a functional space for full-time living. He came up with some really clever ideas to maximize everything from comfort, functionality, and storage to airflow, lighting, and more. We're going to meet up with Micah to get a full tour of this container home and find out how much this project cost to build.
Hi, my name is Micah, and I built a shipping container home. And now this is an all DIY shipping container home, and the name of this shipping container home is the Rising Sun. So we started out with a 9.5 foot or a high cube, so it's a 40-foot high cube container. So we get a little bit more headroom on the interior. So here you have our front entrance door. This is our main door. And if you look, we went ahead and painted it black. It's a fiberglass door, so it provides a lot of weather resistance. Another star of this show is the trim here. You can see that we went with a cedar trim, so it has a natural cedar finish. And then we also have on the exterior, we have a black strip, which mimics the Shoshugi-ban look in the Japanese styling. And that's one of the cues, I named it the Rising Sun because I love Japanese architecture, building, and techniques, all those things. And Japan is the land of the rising sun, so, you get it. So moving on, here's our very large picture window. This window is overlooking the sink on the interior. So when you're washing dishes, you get just a beautiful view. Just lets in a ton of light. And you can see we have the exterior vents. This is for the dryer vent. This is the window for the bedroom, another 36-inch wide by 60-inch window letting in. I know I'm probably going to repeat myself over and over again in this tour. Tons of light. Because light is the name of the game when we're dealing with a small space like this. And that's really what we tried to do with this container. Is we really tried to let in a lot of light. Moving to the back side of the container, this is the mechanical wall. So if you look here, we start out with a 9,000 BTU mini split. And this is responsible for all the cooling and the heating of the actual container itself, and it does a really good job. You can see here we have our electrical box. I left this open so you guys can see it. We organized everything, labeled it all, and we did this up to code. So we borrowed power from the shop right here, right next to where the container is built, because this is not its final location, because this container is for sale. But it's a 200 amp panel, and this container here is fully grounded and fully operational. So if you look here, this vent is actually the vent for the shower. So this allows us to get all of the humidity out of the container when you're showering, which is very, very important because this container is pretty much a airtight seal. Only air that's coming in is what's leaking in through the windows, which, you always have some leakage in through the windows. And so we want to make sure we control the humidity in the inside. So this vent helps us to get the humidity out. So here, if you check this side out, you can see that this was one of the more difficult parts of the container. This is the actual vent for the plumbing. And we have a 2-inch vent for all our plumbing fixtures. And man, let me tell you one thing. It was a pain in the butt to get that vent in there and to keep it up to code. You can see that this is a transom window for our bathroom. But under here is the secret to our DIY system. So I wanted to create a container that anyone could build. And so we created a method that allows you to have a no weld method. It's very interesting. And so I wouldn't say invented, but we pioneered this. I don't know. I didn't see it anywhere else. So what we did was we created these blocks and we put them underneath and on top of the window. And that allows you for you to install the window on a flat surface as opposed to the corrugations. And everything has been spot welded and bolted onto the frame. But it's very revolutionary and makes it more approachable. Like, for example, if you're following this build and you don't want to weld, then you can use this technique to actually put your windows in. This side here is another one of those vents that I was telling you guys about on the backside, like the shower vent, but this one is for the kitchen. So this will vent out all your smoke and smell and everything. So here's my favorite part of the container right here. This is the end wall. And the end wall, it may seem very simple to you, but it's been a feat of engineering. One of the main things that we want to take into consideration with this end wall is we did not want to recess it into the container too much. We wanted to get as much room in the container as possible because you already know we're dealing with a tight space. So we literally have this thing, I mean, you could probably, it's maybe a 1/16 of an inch between the door and the actual frame of the sliding glass window. That's how tight it is. All right, as you walk in, you probably can hear the sound difference. And that's one major thing about this thing. All of the insulation keeps it very, very quiet on the interior here. So starting out in the living room, as you can see, we wanted to have a design that did not feel claustrophobic. So we started out with these beautiful, large windows. So we have a 72-inch slider, which you saw from the end wall. And this has blinds, so it can give you some privacy. I personally just like to keep them up all the time because I like to look at the view. Now, this is a 100% walnut table. We built this on site, and this is custom for this location. So when it's here, it adds a little bit of storage space. So you can put electronics on here. You can put a nice little decoration on there if you want. But I'll show you the real function of this table. So one, you can pull this table out here. You pull these out, flip that up, flip this up, and you can slide it over here. And now you've just turned an end table into a dining table. So you can see that 3 people can sit here comfortably. There is another option if you want. You can pull this futon to an angle, and you can put this table right here in the doorway and create a seating for 4. And so it gives you a lot more functionality than just a regular table. So that table is like a hybrid. On the other side of the living room, we have another star of the show. This is also a custom made piece that we made. This is our futon. Now this futon is of course inspired by Japanese building or Japanese architecture. So it is a walnut frame, and we have black accents. And these cushions were custom made for this futon. And so we'll show you guys how this works. So what you do is you take the backrest off, take off the cushion, so I do the little walk, take these cushions over. I drop them on here, and now I've converted my futon into a sleeper. And it's extremely comfortable. I don't feel any pinches or, matter of fact, I might just take a snooze right now. This is actually a space-saving coffee table. It stows right here in this position, and then when you want to use it, you simply pull it out. You can put it right here, and you can add your remotes and my favorite, popcorn, and there you go. So that's one of the things that we really wanted to make everything in the container very, very functional and stylish. So it has to check all the boxes. One more thing in the living room we have, if you look up top, we have a real modern fan. And this fan is a small fan, but it really gives it a good look. It has a nice LED ring light. And at night, man, this thing looks really awesome. So we believe that, you know, we created a nice, really modern, but comfortable space to watch TV, watch a movie, however you want to do it. So as we come into the kitchen, one thing you'll notice are these blue cabinets. So I've always wanted to put blue cabinets in something, and so when I built this container home, I was like, you know what? This is my dream. So I'm building it like I wanted to build it. So I have these blue cabinets, but these aren't regular cabinets. If you look, these are inset. So if you notice, they are not on the face front. They are actually set into the frame. So it creates a cleaner look. And we built these all ourselves too. And they're all soft close. We have a lot of deep drawers. So this microwave is very cool. It's an in cabinet, a drawer microwave. And so it opens and closes on its own, and you have all your settings. One of the main reasons I decided to go with the in cabinet microwave is because I hate things on top of my counter. Like, I loathe clutter on top of the counter. Like, I got to move this. This is even bothering me. Right? I want to have a clean countertop. And I know you see this beautiful quartz countertop. So this countertop, I think it really sets the look. It was really what we're going for. It has a lot of movement in it. And believe it or not, we fabricated our own countertop. I wanted to go with a full-size stove because, as you can see, the kitchen itself is full-size. I love to cook. And I figured that if you were going to be living in this container full-time, this is a container that's built more for full-time living. And I felt like if you were going to be moving in this container full-time, you needed to have a space to cook. Now, continuing in this bank of cabinets, you can see here, we have another functional cabinet. This is our utensil holder and our spice rack. It's all accessible right here at the stove. We have a full-size refrigerator, and it's also a French door refrigerator. Don't have a lot because it's still brand new, so bringing it in. But you have your French door refrigerator, two freezer drawers. So for these shelves, what I use to build these, I use butcher block countertop, and I actually created my own style of mounting, but to make these very, very stiff and strong. So we're very proud of these. They create a very open look. Moving to this side. So as you can see, we have our big door bringing in all that light that we talked about from the outside. And again, we can put the blinds and close it, open and close it. And I think that black door really adds a contrast of color with the white walls. And so really like that black door. And moving on here to, these are our custom built. We built these out of walnut and latte. These are a coat hanger. So you just flip it down, put that on, then holds a lot of weight. You can put purses, dog leashes, whatever you want to keep yourself organized, right? Now, a lot of containers right here, they don't have any cabinets. They have kind of an open space or a flex space. I wanted cabinets because I like storage for all my stuff, right? So in this cabinet, we'll show you guys, this is actually a functional cabinet. So here, the bottom, we have canned goods storage, and that's built for canned good height. Here, we have dry goods like pastas and bags of stuff. And here, this tall one we have is made for boxes. So like cereal boxes, boxes of cornbread, whatever else you could be cooking. And so all that tucks away, and we call that our pantry. Our last cabinet, this is our appliance garage. So think about this, you could set your appliances in here, be it a toaster or whatever you want. Here you can have a taller appliance like a coffee maker or something of that nature. There is a plug in there in the backside, and that allows you to keep those suckers plugged. Our sink, we went with a stainless steel deep sink. This is I believe it's 10 inches deep. We wanted to make sure that we, have all those dishes washed and be able to clean them. And again, this allows for you not to have dishes sitting on the countertop. You can sit them here on a drying rack and let them dry. They're below the surface. No clutter. And so we've seen the front of half of the container, the living room and the kitchen. Now we're going to show you the back half. But to show you, let's just say you wanted to separate the two, if you wanted some privacy, if you had company or whatever, you can use your pocket hole door. And this pocket hole door is soft opening and soft closing. So as we come back into the second half of the container, this is the bathroom, laundry room, toilet closet, bedroom combo. We'll show you guys this. First thing you need to see, well, when you come past here, is you have these floor to ceiling mirrors. So it makes it cool for if you're getting ready for work or whatever you want to do, you can have floor to ceiling windows to look at your beautiful face or to look at your clothes and make sure you're well put together, right? But behind these doors is our very functional toilet closet. We also have a vent to exhaust some of the fumes out of here and to create some white noise. This is one of my favorite parts. This is a custom toilet tissue holder, and this flat top is really cool because you can use this flat top to put your cell phone here, and then we have a space to charge it too. You can see here, that is actually our plumbing vent, so it's still accessible and it creates a nice accent. So now that we're standing here, I want to show you one thing that when I used to go, I grew up in Louisiana, so I would go to New Orleans periodically. And in New Orleans, they always had these cool shotgun houses. And a shotgun house is like, just like a container because it's straight. They call shotgun houses because you could open the front door and the back door and shoot a shotgun through and not hit anything, right? And so in those, they always had these transom windows. Now this one is very important, especially in this container, because it allows for airflow. So let's say if you were wanting some privacy, right? And you close this door off, well, the AC is in the bedroom. So you still want a way to get airflow back and forth. So you simply pull open your transom window, put it on your little cleat there. Now you've got air flowing back and forth when you had your door closed. Moving on. So here we simply hinge the door in the middle, and it allows us to open this door without striking this wall. So this is a custom closet space that we built ourselves. And if you look here, this is to hang clothing up here at the top. I'm going to show you what most container homes don't have, but we had to have it. That's right. We have a washer and a dryer. And here, this may not be a lot to a lot of you guys, but for me, since I like to take long showers, this is very important. We have a continuous hot water heater or an on-demand hot water heater. And so we made a beautiful shower. So we have sliding glass doors. We went with the black to have that custom decor. So in here we have a rain head shower. We also have a handheld in case you don't want to get your hair wet or anything of that nature. And then here we have the vent. The vent and the light are connected. That gets all of the humidity outside of the container. So with this vanity, we didn't sacrifice anything. This is a 48-inch vanity and it's floating. And of course we got the blue carried in again. We have these Japanese themed hardware like in the kitchen. And this vanity, it doubles as a dresser. So those are soft clothes. And there you go. So since you don't have room for a conventional dresser, you can put clothes in there, and then at the tops, you have room to put all your toothpaste, toothbrushes, all of the things, makeup and stuff of that nature. So as we come back into the bedroom, we wanted to have a nice sanctuary, a nice beautiful place to sleep. And so I think we hit that. We have a custom bed. This is a queen size bed. We have a custom headboard. This headboard is of course in the color black, and it is in Japanese style. It has a surprise, check it out. All right, so it's LED backlit to create a real mood, a real vibe in the bedroom. It also has two small built-in nightstands, so you can see those, and you can put your phone, put all whatever you need on those. One of the big things, you can't really see it, but underneath this bed is like, it's like a ninja of storage. Has tons of storage. I think we had, I want to say 40 cubic feet of storage. So if you look here, I'll pull up to show you. So here we have storage. One cubby here, one cubby there. So you can see those are 16 inches deep. Check out this. We have our drawer to put for, I got my laptop in there, and I'll show you guys that later. And then underneath here, there's storage from there all the way back. So we really tried to address the storage space problem. And so the next thing that we attacked was, I know a lot of you guys will be working from home, or you need a space to do some work. This is our solution. No, it looks like a piece of wall art, right? I know. So here you have walnut, there you have latte, and we even took some of the blue from the cabinets, and we created a standing desk. There we go. You open it up, and then we went with a custom touch here on the side to create on the brace to make for a real custom look, and this is DIY. And so it's transformed from a piece of wall art to an actual functional desk. If you also notice, we can hold all our remotes up there, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So I keep my laptop right there because when I want to do some work, I like standing. That's why I have it at this height, but it's customizable. You can move it up and down. You can use it with a stool, however you want to do it. But it works really well and creates a lot of functionality and beauty, which is what we're all about, right? And then right here, you can see if you wanted to double, you could use your TV as a monitor, or it doubles just to watch TV when you're in the bedroom. If you look here, we have our mini split unit. The remote doubles as a thermostat. And so if you bring the remote into the kitchen area, it will cool that down to whatever temperature you set. Right now I have it set at 72 degrees. So if you look up here, you can see that we have a rustic cedar ceiling. Now, we went with the rustic cedar ceiling because one, it adds some texture to the ceiling as opposed to doing drywall all the way up. But it's very functional too, because it allows us to be able to access all of the utilities. So the utilities are up there in the ceiling, meaning all the wiring and all the plumbing is ran in the ceiling. So that way, if you ever have an issue, you can pop those boards down, get to your plumbing, get to your wiring, no muss, no fuss. And then one thing too I want to note is that if you look in here at the headroom, so I'm 6 feet tall and I can't touch the ceiling. So I believe the ceiling is 8 foot 4 inches. So we have a true 8 foot ceiling, and that's what getting the high cube allowed us to have. And so I think this container really allows for you to have everything that you want. It's very modern, very sleek, and very high end on a DIY budget. Now I know people probably want to know how much money you got into the container. In this container, we have in excess of $60,000. Before you go crazy, the reason that we have in excess of $60,000 is because this was the first one that I've ever built. So I've lost some money in mistakes. And one, we had to pay for the architectural plans to get permits and such. So those costed a whole lot because we were doing a lot of different things in this thing. We were pushing the envelope on the windows, and we had to have a structural engineer to make sure everything was still very strong and sturdy. And then also we pioneered a couple of new things. That price includes everything. It includes the furniture, the appliances, everything. Most of the time people just tell you what it costs to build it, but this is fully kitted out. Now, right now, the foundation is actually sitting on railroad ties because it's not going to stay here. This is at one of my friends' land, and this container, we actually, unfortunately, we have to sell it. And the reason we're selling it is because we've decided to build more containers. So we want to sell this one to fund our next build.
Subscribe to Exploring Alternatives, and please share this video if you liked it. You can also find out more about Uncontained Dreams on their website and on YouTube. Thanks for watching.